for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American.
Welcome everybody to the Patriots Prayer Podcast. I'm your host, the Native Patriot, but you guys can call me Maurice, for those of you that are more familiar. Today we have quite a bit of interesting news that we've seen take place. And my co-host, Eddie, is currently out of state. He is on a vacation of some sorts, so it will just be me today. But as far as the news goes today, there was a lot of concern that I had with what we've seen in as far as the representatives that we have voting against the SAVE Act, which, if you guys don't know, is basically, it did pass through the House. Thank God. But 195 Democrats voted against it. This bill is protection against illegals voting in our elections. It seems awfully clear to me that there is a particular side and that definitely wants the illegals that have stormed into our country over the past 4 years, and I guess before that even, that they want those people to vote in our elections. Just came into the country. Even American citizens have to wait 18 years in order to vote. When you're born in America, you can't vote until you're 18 years of age. Yet these people who came in from other countries with values and interests that are separate from the American people are now being championed. They're using our tax dollars to not only pay for their airfare, but we are paying for healthcare. We are paying for cell phones for them. They're getting monthly payments. There's even home loans in California that they're allowing to have these illegal aliens purchase homes at a better rate than Americans can receive. It is absolutely disgraceful. And I found myself getting incredibly frustrated today on my way home from work when I was reading this news, because it seems like what I always believed in as far as America goes. The America I was raised to believe in, it feels like it's not there. I'll see glimpses, and I'll have a lot of hope in that our representatives are going to do the right thing. But continuously, what I see are our representatives failing us. Currently, one of my friends is down in Texas, and he's experiencing some of the after effects of the storm that just went through there. And lost power in his home, doesn't have any running water or anything like that. So it just blows my mind that Mike Johnson, of all days, would decide to meet with Zelensky. Supposedly Mike Johnson is one of these, when we put him at the head of the House, all the Democrats in the media said that he is a far-right Christian nationalist, zealot, extremist, and that he's going to be the worst. But all I've seen from him is capitulation. He just tends to, it's like he put on that face initially, and then he's just slowly done the exact same thing the Republicans have been doing for decades. And that's compromise and not being able to stand up on his values. So it is incredibly frustrating to witness, and especially after the Maui wildfires and the limited support we gave for them. And I mean, just the various crises that we have in our country, the amount of illegals that we're paying to live here, to travel here, to have a cell phone. And not to mention the amount of drugs that are coming through the border, the amount of children and women getting trafficked. But yet we focus on Ukraine still. And I'm getting so fed up with this. And then to top it all off, it seems that X has partnered once again with, actually, my co-host Eddie did a great write-up on this. So I actually want to share this with you. Let's see. And forgive me for not being as tech savvy as Eddie is. But if you guys take a look here. As you guys know, when Elon Musk took over, he promised that it was going to be a free speech platform. Then he hired Linda, and it was freedom of speech, not freedom of reach. And it seems that we've been traveling closer and closer towards Twitter. The exact same route that Twitter took, because when Twitter first started, they also said that they were going to be a free speech platform. And then it turned into an ideological platform. And anyway, Eddie writes, is free speech just an illusion on X? When Elon Musk took over Twitter, now known as X, he promised a platform dedicated to free speech. Many of us believed this was a step towards a more open and honest discourse. But now with X partnering with the Global Alliance for Responsible Media, or Garm, we're asking, was free speech on X just an illusion? What is Garm? Garm, under the World Federation of Advertisers, aims to reduce harmful content online and ensure brand-safe environment for advertisers. While this sounds positive, the way they classify and moderate content can be broad and subjective, and it always is. It always tends to lean towards censoring conservatives, because in the mainstream media and within these cities, conservatives are looked at as radicals, extremists, the danger to democracy. So anything we say is generally held, in their eyes, as hate speech. Content moderation overreach from Garm is pretty much in the framework. It's designed to protect brands from controversial or harmful content. However, these guidelines can be vague and open to interpretation. Terms like hate speech or debated sensitive social issues could be used to suppress legitimate political and social discourse. Basically, what we've been experiencing for the last 10 years on social media. And virtually the only reason that I came to X and why I started this social media account was because I believed Elon Musk. I believed that he was actually going to champion free speech. So partnering up with these guys, it kind of makes me sad that it seems like we're on track to do the same exact thing that Twitter did. And pretty soon it sure seems like Musk isn't going to have... Well, see, this is the confusing part about it, though, because Musk is the sole owner of Twitter. And maybe he sees that it's going to fail if he doesn't get more advertisers, but a huge problem with that is it'll lead you right back to where Twitter 1.0 was. So what's the point? If we're going to go down this road, why did he buy it in the first place? It's very concerning. I mean, what, just delay it a couple years, but then follow the same track and do the same exact thing? I mean, these people are associated with the World Economic Forum. The very people that have clearly stated that they're our enemy and that they want to cull the human population and bring us down. Basically, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. That's their motto. It's an article they published way back in the day. So I'm really struggling with understanding what the point of Elon Musk buying X was, if this is the route we're going to go down. If we are going to continue to be censored and have it happen more and more. That's incredibly concerning to the future of our country even. I mean, these two things today really, I haven't lost hope in our country. Obviously, there's a ton of patriots. There's a ton of well-armed patriots. But it's just one of those days where I do feel a little black-pilled. And it's, it's just so frustrating to take so many steps back from what seemed like progress for the longest time. I mean, they really went hard after Elon Musk, after he bought X and what he was championing. But the crazy thing is it kind of feels similar to the rat hope experiment. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this or not. But the rat hope experiment is basically, it was done in the 1950s. And basically what they did is they took lab rats and they put them in buckets of water to test how long they could swim. And generally speaking, the rats would sink after about 15 minutes. They would give up. However, the big change in what the rats would do afterwards is they would drop the rats in, and then right before they would drown, they would scoop them back out. Right before the rat gave up, or as the rat gave up, before they drown, the scientists would bring them back, dry them off, let them rest, and it basically trained the rats that swim as long as you can, because somebody's going to save you. The next time they put them in the water, they swam for up to 60 to 80 hours. An insane, multiple days they swam. Because they had hope. They thought someone was coming to save them. That's what it kind of feels like to me. Right now it feels like Elon Musk had bought, and I'm not saying that I have definitive proof of this or that I know that this is happening. Just my general feeling of today is it kind of feels like X was purchased by Elon Musk to give us hope of free speech on a mainstream platform. Because I know that there's Gab and other platforms, but they don't have everybody in them. And it's very, very difficult to get the majority of people to move over. I mean, it's already difficult enough to get people to sign up for X. I'm one of the only people in my family. Oh, actually, I guess a couple people in my family made an X just to see what was going on with me growing my account and everything. But other than that, nobody in my life really has X. So being able to move on to a different platform in hopes that something like Gab would be the next thing, it's just, it seems absolutely unreasonable. And it seems like Elon Musk buying X and then kind of going right back down this path, it feels like I'm the rat in that experiment. Like, oh, don't worry, Elon Musk bought X, we're going to have free speech. And then all of a sudden, we're going right. I feel like I was placed back in the bucket now. And we're going down that same road. And instead of me swimming for 15 minutes this time, am I supposed to swim up to 60 to 80 hours? You guys understand what I'm saying? I think you do. Oh, hold up. I got to pull up the comments. I had it on the wrong thing. Now I can read them. Made my comment in a post, Maurice. We are seeing the script of the All Five. Yeah, it kind of feels... It feels tough, man. And like I said, I haven't lost hope. It's just today is one of those days where I'm overly frustrated. I'm seeing our representatives cave, And Mike Johnson talked to Zelensky and do that huge press conference right when my friends are struggling down in Texas. And I know for a fact that Maui didn't get any help. Minimal help, we'll say. Minimal. The fact that they did a media blackout right afterwards. And I know I have a cut in my shirt, you guys. I know. I just like this shirt, and I don't know how to sew. So I'm going to keep wearing it until I can't. It's still mostly holding together. So, yeah, there's a whole bunch of different platforms that I don't think that we can move to. But there was a point brought up today on one of my posts saying that, well, what's our plan? What's our backup plan for when she doesn't sew either? Well, not very well. She's working on it. She's getting better at it. But what's our backup plan when X becomes Twitter again? Where are we supposed to go? What are we supposed to do? I'm not exactly sure. I hate to be jumping back and forth between things, but yeah, so the sleeves on this, I bought this shirt specifically because it has sleeves, right? So for on a lot of job sites, they require you to have sleeves, all the safety guys and the OSHA folk and, you know, those kind of people. They always require sleeves. But in the rule book, it says like 1.5 inches. So I bought these because they have 1.5 inches sleeve. Or it's about, it's probably 1.5 inches. But it's a technicality that I can get into job sites like that. So it's just one of those things that nobody really pays attention to the rules until they're like, hey, they'll walk up to me and be like, hey, you need sleeves on a job site. And I'm like, do you not see the sleeves? They're huge. It's but yes, I do like this shirt, and like I said, it's still holding up, and it's had a cut. It's been torn right here for a long time, like a year. So seems to be holding up just fine. Anyway, back to the main topic. What are we supposed to do? What is our backup plan for when X becomes Twitter again? Because that sure feels like the way we are going. And I'm not exactly sure yet, because it sounds quite ignorant on my part. I know that I'm on Rumble with you guys, where with most of you guys here commenting on Rumble. But I know that we don't have 100,000 followers. I know that. So it's a little bit different. It's gonna take us coming together, unifying an undeniable amount, and get what we really should have in this country. No one's going to save us. Next up is communism. I know that's what I'm afraid of. Social media and government, nothing but treasonous traitors ruling the roost. That's sure what it feels like. And this is one of the things that I wanted to point out today, is that our enemies from around the world have been sending people through our border. And the fact that now the Democrats are voting to have these people vote, not outright, but protections against, it seems treasonous to me. And the fact that Biden can veto it is one of the most, it sucks that Biden can do that. So if it somehow passes the Senate and it got to Biden's desk, he can just veto it and have all the illegal immigrants, the criminal aliens that were brought over these past 4 years, can then figure out a way to vote, because we won't need proof of U.S. citizenship. It's just terrible. So yeah, X is all I have. It's pretty much all I have too. I created an Instagram. I created a Truth Social. I have a Gab somewhere. I haven't logged into it in a long time. I mean, I don't use any of those other apps. And I don't use any of those other apps because the only reason I'm on social media at all is because Elon bought Twitter. If you guys look at when I created my account in April of 2022 when I heard that Elon Musk was going to buy Twitter. I didn't really start posting until 2023. I started off 2023 with 28 followers. And I had a mission. And I was like, if we have free speech, I'm going to utilize it. And I'm going to try to make this country better than what I see. And man, I will say, X has been really good to me. It's been incredibly. I've met a ton of people. I've done more traveling this year than I have in the last 20 years of my life. Actually, probably not my entire life, but I've been on more planes this year than it probably matches the amount of times I've been on planes in my entire life. And that's 3, because I went to Las Vegas in February I went to Las Vegas with Eddie, and when we got Holden Armenta to the Super Bowl, thank you guys. And then went to Detroit and Texas this year. So I really like the idea of X, and I really hope that it continues, because there's a lot of things that we can say now that we couldn't say back in 2020. And I'm really struggling with what is going to happen moving forward. If X is really partnering up back with these guys, what does that mean for X? I really want to know from you guys. What does that mean? That's going to be tough. I mean, it depends on what kind of shit hits the fan, because if we get a solar flare that knocks out all our electronics, then, you know, maybe it's back to doves and sending letters and shit. But when the censorship really ramps up, right before election season, when the bird flu comes around, H5N1, and that comes around, it's going to be tough. I'll still be streaming on Rumble here with Eddie every Monday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. Unless anything changes. I'm going to be in person at the Old State Saloon. We're doing an event there, August 17th. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, here we go. Smoke signals. That's how we'll do it. That's how we'll communicate. That's actually not a terrible idea. So, this is not a bad idea. We can prepare as men and be ready to help our neighbors and families when it gets tough. You might look at Substack, take all my interviews, and go live on X, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack. Substack, you get their emails. I figured out how to. That's not a bad idea. And I probably will, because I'm now going to, especially with the news today, I'm going to have to diversify and spread out. I have to. Because it sure seems like X isn't everything I thought it was. And it feels like we're going down the same road. Yes. So we have, it's the Patriots Prayer is where we stream. I do have my own personal Rumble channel that I've never streamed from. It's also La Native Patriot. So, and I made, X Truth Instagram and Gab, all that stuff, just so my name wouldn't get taken and impersonators wouldn't happen. But yeah, I got a YouTube as well. I got a bunch of old videos that I made like back in 2020 and 2021, because originally I thought YouTube was going to be the route that I wanted to go to start speaking out. And I didn't really like it. I didn't want to. Man, there were so many things, so many videos that I wanted to make that I just never did. And I wanted to have a different kind of platform. And when X came out, when Elon bought it, I was like, this is my kind of platform. because I work a lot. I don't have a ton of time and video editing is difficult. I really don't like it. I don't like to do it. So YouTube wasn't for me. But X was a way for me to be able to do my job, which is change industrial tires, and still be able to communicate, because I can take little breaks here and there. I can check my phone, talk back with you guys, and create posts as ideas pop into my head. I can just write them down. So a lot of the Stuart, you can send me a DM and we can get that set up a little bit. Because, I mean, if I got banned on X, I don't have anything else that I could really go to. You'd still see me on Rumble every Monday and Wednesday. But, yeah, other than that, maybe I have a backup account, but again, there's no way for me to reach my 104,000 followers. It's already hard enough to reach the 104,000 followers I have right now. It's like 1 out of every 100 posts, I would say. Yeah, probably close to that. Probably 1 out of 100 actually reaches all of my. Actually, it doesn't even reach my follow. It reaches my follower number, right? Maybe it's not 1 out of 100. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. But it's not often that my posts get over 100,000 views. And I have over 100,000 followers, so. Yeah, you can. But you need like a lot of viewers in order to make any significant money. So Eddie's had the Patriots prayer for a long time. And I met Eddie last December, I believe. And he seemed like a really cool guy. And very open, very honest. And I decided to partner up with him. And I think it was a good decision. Now we have the Patriots Prayer Network. As you can see, bam, Patriots Prayer Network. And we have a whole bunch of podcasters. That's why you guys see on my stream, or on my profile, I go live a lot, because we have a whole bunch of different hosts now that stream throughout the week, and we're trying to build a legitimate network of Patriots. And so this is one of the things that I really wanted to do, is be able to, like, as I get bigger, there's no point in me doing it just by myself. I want to find like-minded Patriots and people that I can work with, and I want to help bring everybody else up around me as much as I possibly can. Because I know that there's strength in numbers. And there's no point in me doing this if I don't have true support and people that I know will have my back. Like for example, Monday, I missed the podcast entirely. I didn't get home until almost 8 o'clock because I was stuck out of my job, which right now pays the bills for me and my wife and my kids. And, you guys know. And I couldn't take any time off. There was a job that needed to get done, and I had to cover it. But luckily, gentlemen over from Two Guys One Coop, they were able to cover the podcast, and they bailed me out. I mean, I really value what they did, because a last second, just being able to contact them and be like, hey, can you cover for me tonight? And they said yes. And so that's just one of those things that, oh yeah. And also they did a really great job. That's one of the things that's why we wanted them on the Patriots Prayer Network. They're really smart guys. They need more views. They need more people to support them, because I think they're smart. They're funny. And I think that they deserve more eyeballs on them. So if I got 104,000 followers, I'm trying to spread the eyes out. I want as many people to see everybody in the Patriots Prayer Network as I can. Whatever I can do to help, because I believe in the based mother. I gave her a call and she helped me set this stream up, because I haven't really set up streams too much. I'm not technologically retarded, but I'm pretty close. So, I have a smartphone and everything, but I got a smartphone in 2018 because I switched companies, and they wanted me to have a smartphone for work. That's actually one of the best points. Strength in numbers. The 1% forget we're the 99%. Yes, but you gotta think 20% are unable to fight, at least. Another 20% are going to turn on you and be more than happy to support the 1% kicking your door in. So that 99% dwindles rather quickly because there's a lot of traitors amongst us and a lot of weak people that would gladly support the state kicking your door in. I mean, just look at Bundy Ranch. You guys remember that debacle? Look at this. Technical help, you can ping me. See, and this is one of the most beautiful things about being able to talk to a lot of you guys is that I know for a fact that all of the followers that I have, that Eddie has, that we have all across the Patriots Prayer Network, I know that there are so many of you that have skills that absolutely help our country move forward. I mean, I kind of understand the behind the scenes job, right? Since I change tires for a living and I'm on call, I do calls all hours of the night, and I work on vehicles that deliver product. So I'm so far removed from like the average customer that being behind the scenes, I kind of learn to appreciate what happens everywhere else and how many steps it takes in order for our country to function and how fragile it actually is. How incredible it is that we're able to actually accomplish anything. That the bridges work. That the airplanes take off and land and almost collide like they did today. Like, the DEI hires. Yikes. But there's so many of you patriots out there that I really want to support and help out, and like our country definitely needs it. Like our mindset needs to change, and I'm not sure exactly how to move forward. That's why I started speaking out, and it was one of those things that Woody Trucker, yeah, he's a good follow. He's almost at 10,000. This is one of those things that I know that I don't have all the answers. There's no way for me to have all the answers. I have some life experience that's granted me some form of wisdom that can be helpful in situations, but I know for a fact I don't have all the answers. I don't know how to build a computer from scratch. That's one of the things I actually have never had interest in. I can tear apart a motor and put it back together. I can swap a motor out. I can build a lift kit. I can change all the flooring in my household. Can change the toilet. I can install a wood stove with a chimney. There's a whole bunch of things I can do, but there's so many different parts of this country that it takes in order for it to function the way that it does. And there's so many people that really don't appreciate the amount of work it actually takes behind the scenes and how hard people actually work. Especially, I mean, blue collar workers are just different. It's just one of the things that people have. A lot of the men that I've met in my life work really hard at their job. And it's one of the things I admire seeing in others. And it's one of the things that inspired me to speak up, as a lot of those men capitulated to the tyrannical rules in 2020. And I was like, okay, this needs to change. It's time to speak out. It's time to step up. It's time to inspire people to fight against this tyranny. And one of the best things to happen to our country, I would always say, is Elon buying X. And the fact that he partnered up, the fact that he partnered up with Garm and he's attempting, and I mean, I don't know what this means. Does anybody really know exactly what's going to happen from here on out? Does this mean we're back to Twitter 1.0? Apart from misgendering? Is that the same thing? Just like oil hands, linemen, and cashiers. Hey, hats off to linemen. I know a couple of those guys. Those guys are crazy. Very crazy. And Stuart, I appreciate that. And that, I mean, really, that's what I set out to do. I want to inspire people to believe in themselves and the effect that they can have on this country. Because it's possible. You don't know how far out that ripple is going to travel. When you make a splash, you have no idea how far that ripple will travel and whose lives you're going to touch and whose lives you can actually fix. I think that's an absolutely beautiful thing. But it can't always be positive, happy thoughts. That's the thing. So with something like X, hard conversations need to be had. When we talk about Mr. Beast, I made a post about him earlier today. Again. And Mr. Beast had made a tweet or post about what he would do if he was president. And he basically said, I'd be a fence sitter. I'd sit in the middle. I'd have Republicans and Democrats advise me. And it's like, that's called enabling or being a fence sitter. You cannot run a country without having a vision. Like, kind of like what Joe Biden's doing right now. Joe Biden's not actually running the country because he doesn't have any vision. He's barely even mentally there. So that's just... Elon posted when he shared that same Garm post I sent to Eddie. Elon quoted, extremely concerning. What? Hold up. All right. I didn't see this. Okay, that's not helpful to me. I'm going to have to... Wow. Okay, DM it to me, Woody, because I didn't... I'm trying to see exactly what you're saying. Is Elon saying that it's concerning... Elon quoted saying extremely concerning. Is he... Oh, yeah, copy paste. I don't know if I can copy that from this page. I don't think I can. All I can do is show it on screen, and it doesn't let me copy it. I'm typing that out. All right, but if Elon... Was that Elon's reaction to Garm? All right, I'm looking. Okay, so this is interesting. Let's share it. Hide that. So Elon addressed this particular thing. So House Judiciary GOP. How the world's biggest brands seek to control online speech. New info reveals that woke advertisers and brands are colluding together to attack people like Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, political candidate. Okay. Yeah, it is concerning Elon, but you just partnered up with one of them. Well, I don't understand exactly what is he concerned about? See, this is why it frustrates me. And this is why I feel like the rat in the rat hope experiment is because Elon Musk will post something like that, extremely concerning. Simultaneously, X will partner up with Garm. So what am I supposed to believe? Am I really supposed to think that Elon has our best interest? Like, I want to believe that. I desperately want to believe that Elon has our best interest in mind. I'm not seeing it. I don't see it in his actions as much as I hear it from his voice. Okay, let me restart. I do not see it in his actions as much as I see him wanting to promote it in his tweets, because he'll tweet that extremely concerning, but then it won't be. It won't line up with his actions, and it's really difficult to trust someone when they talk out of both sides of their mouth. Okay, I have to go to our sponsor really quick because we have those, and Eddie is not here to click it for me. So I gotta do it. All right, you guys. I'm gonna go to the sponsor really quick. I will be right back.
Next up, we have Julius here, and he's from his company, Eco Inventions.
That's correct.
And he has the Eco Washer. Now, I see it says never buy laundry detergent again.
Right.
I think the laundry detergent people are going to be after this.
Yeah, they're probably not going to like you. What can my Eco Washer special edition model do? Everything. We eliminate all the toxic poisons in your home. No more detergent, no more fabric softeners, no more hot water. Sound too good to be true? It's not. Where did this technology come from? This technology literally came from the hospital industry. There's a super expensive commercial Oculus ozone laundry system used in hospitals worldwide. How did we create the Eco Washer SE? We simply miniaturized it using the advent of microtechnology. These are like a solid state computer. No filters, no fillers, no ingredients, nothing. It runs the water through and transforms the water into an unlimited supply of nature's pure detergent and nature's pure cleaning supplies that will mop your floors, wash your carpet, take pesticide off of your fruits, veggies, fish, meats, and it'll make everything last much longer when you put it in the refrigerator. Hey, stop supporting these corporate chemical villains and step up and get your Eco Washer SE today. The new Eco Washer SE is a chemical-free laundry and cleaning solution. Imagine, no more detergent, no more chemicals, saves you money, pays for itself, gives you a healthier life, and simplifies doing laundry.
So if you guys go to ecowash.com and use code podcast, that's how you can get that beautiful thing. One of the reasons we partnered up with Eco Washer was because he's one of the guys that I don't know if you guys had caught the podcast, but a little while back we actually did the podcast with the owner because we wanted to see who this guy was. And he was extremely based, very cool, very smart guy, immigrant, legal immigrant who loved the ideals of this country and wanted to make it better. And he was an inventor. And one of the things he did was create this Eco Washer, which helps eliminate all the detergent and chemical crap that you have to put in, or yeah, I guess you don't have to, but all the chemicals that you're putting into your clothes that you're wearing daily, all the stuff that you put on your skin that is against your skin daily, and you absorb those chemicals. And Eddie and I talked to him for quite some time, decided to bring him on the podcast, and he's a very, very cool guy. So yeah, go to ecowasher.com. Use code podcast. And yes, that is one of the more important things. No more P&G. Stop paying these woke companies. This is one of the things that we as a collective need to stop doing, is paying these woke companies that literally hate you. If you guys, some of the funnest videos online are looking up the extremely woke commercials that these people make. Excuse me. They're absolutely ridiculous, weird fantasy crap that it is hard to even imagine until you see some of the commercials that they actually make. The extremely woke P&G, and they make almost all of the laundry detergents. Doesn't matter. I mean, you see a large variety. It's owned by like 2 or 3 companies. It's ridiculous. So Eco washer, that stuff, it will actually help revitalize your clothes. It re-energizes the cells. I forget exactly how it is because it's been a couple months since we talked to him, but I think it ionizes the water as it's coming in. And so, yeah, you guys could look at the podcast. It was really cool. It was really awesome to speak to him, and I believe in him. I believe he's one of the patriots that I want to support. You know, and I don't know. Eddie and I don't share too much of what goes on behind the scenes as far as like who we talk to for sponsors and everything. But Eddie and I have turned down some big deals in order to support the people that we support, because I believe that the people we work with, Smoking Gun Coffee and Eco Washer, I mean, all of our sponsors we've had on the podcast. So that way you guys can feel them out. If you wanted to actually see who owns this product, why they're pushing it, and why we believe in it, then you could go look at the podcast. But I mean, the gents down at Smoking Gun Coffee, those guys are great. I would like to go on the Unsubscribed podcast. I like those guys. I did go down to Donuts range day a couple months ago. That was a lot of fun. I met Brandon Herrera and a bunch of people. Adam, the lectern leader, and I spent a lot of time together down there. He's a really good guy. If you guys can, if you follow him on X, if you don't follow him on X, you should. It's at lectern leader. He's a great guy. But I spent a lot of time down there in Texas before we went to the range day. And I think I appeared, because they did have a range day video. I appeared for like a split second as they were like panning by. And I was like, woo, made it. But it was a lot of fun. I didn't document too much of it because I'm apparently not good at that stuff. And I really enjoyed my time down there. So, but yeah, all the guys on Unsubscribe are very, very cool. Nick, Cody, and Brandon. And the other guy, I can't remember his name. Eli, I think his name is. Very cool. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get an invite one day. But the thing is that like I'm not a veteran. I'm not an ex-cop or anything like that. You know, I'm just a regular guy. Yeah, see, Eli. But it would be a whole lot of fun. And I have some kind of contact with him, but I don't want to be that guy to ask. That seems weird. Seems weird. So what do you think, guys? What do you think we should do moving forward? I mean, I'm going to keep on posting the same exact way that I post, and I'll see what happens to me. It's just going to really suck if that leads to me being banned. If it turns out that this company starts making it to where it is impossible to make money or impossible to get seen if your content is controversial, or you're speculating about a potential certain virus that is being spread, like back in 2020 when we were all talking about COVID and how not scary it was. Or it's like the media was allowed to fearmonger, but we weren't allowed to push back and be like, hey, I'm 30 years old, I'm super healthy. What do I have to be afraid of? Well, I guess that was 4 years ago. So I was 28. I wasn't even in my 30s yet, and I was extremely fit and in shape. So I wasn't worried about COVID. No, I had no prior illnesses, but you weren't allowed to say that online. You were gotten permabanned. Is the same thing going to happen when the H5N1 flu starts spread, or bird flu starts spreading? Is that same exact thing going to happen? Exactly, Eddie. There are only two genders. Are we going to get banned for saying this again? How long? Is it 6 months? Is it 2 years until we get banned for saying this? I will make a little correction. I will say, oh no. Hey, I'm back, guys. I don't know what that was about. Interesting. But is it going to be 2 years until that happens? It just seems like we're on the exact same track, because I know Jack Dorsey had the same exact intentions to make Twitter what it's supposed to be. I'm getting a call from my work. Should I answer it? They're going to keep calling me.
I'll step in. So I was in the background the entire time anyway. So I'll let him take his phone call. Guys, I've been having an amazing time. No doubt it's been cool. Trail riding, doing all that. But yeah, I mean, back to what he said. I mean, I saw it earlier. You know, I saw the whole write-up is, you know, Garm going to do what? I mean, they've never done anything good. So I don't expect anything good. I mean, what I mean, could there be any good intentions here? I mean, legitimately, could there actually be something good about this? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that it's awful funny that this happens right around an election. I think that, you know, that was by design. I mean, that's why they did what they did to begin with when Elon was purchasing Twitter. This is not his first running with him. So the fact that they attacked him and tried to take him down by curbing advertising dollars going to Twitter, to see him battle with them openly and then turn around and join their club, it just, to me, that just seems fishy. That seems extremely fishy. I mean, yeah, I mean, you got to wonder, I mean, like hypothetically, right? Not saying this is happening, but I mean, did they get to Elon? Did they find some secret out that, you know, has been hidden for a long time? You know, is Elon being blackmailed? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I asked Grok earlier what were the terms of the contract between the two? Like, what are they doing in business together? And Grok didn't have anything good to say at all. It was, you know, the way it worded things, it was kind of confirming of our, you know, what could be our worst fears, is that they start moderating the platform and go back to the bad old days of, you know, fact checking and, you know, just to curb opinions they don't want to hear, instead of it actually being fact checking, only being applied to one side of the aisle. And I'm going to pass the baton back to you. I'm going back on vacation. Guys, have a great one.
Ah, okay. Hopefully, Eddie. All right. Sorry, I think I unmuted my mic right when Eddie tried to unmute it. so we just did a double thing. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully, Eddie was able to entertain you guys for the short bit while I was gone. And it turns out, yes, I do have a service call, so that will be a whole lot of fun after this. I don't even remember where we were at. I think we were talking about X and my frustrations with what we have going on in our government and the representation that we have, pretending that they're representing us when in reality, what they've been doing over and over and over again is bending the knee. And what the Biden administration has done in particular. Oh, Garm. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's a scary thing. So hopefully, if you guys are following me on X right now, please go over to Rumble at the Patriots Prayer. It's right at the bottom left here. Rumble.com/the Patriots Prayer. And follow me there, because if this is true and we go down that same exact road, did you guys hear that conversation? Or was that a guess? Because that's a pretty good guess. Huh. Yes, but if you're seeing this on X, please move over to Rumble. Follow us at The Patriots Prayer. And I need to build a studio. I need to build a real studio. Because X might actually... See, when I'm just by myself, this is one of the reasons why I like X, is because it's hard for me to like just go through the entire thought without getting sidetracked and talking about other things. It's easier when I have another person to talk with, but like when I'm writing tweets out, you guys should just see it. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Let's see what they say. Hello?
Hello. I was just calling you back to let you know they did.
Okay, everything's good. Everything's fine. They figured it out, so I don't have to worry about that call anymore. That'd be cool. I'd like that. You know, one of my family members right now is camping up in the Cascades, the Northern Cascades. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the federal government got together and decided that the best thing to do for Washington State, it's not to fix the mail-in voting problems that we have. It's not to fix the drug problems that we have, the homelessness constantly gathering. It's none of that. Their great idea was to start reintroducing grizzly bears back into Washington State. That's the big plan. They looked at our state and they're like, you know what Washington State needs? Grizzly bears. That sounds like fun. Exactly. Absolutely insane. So my family had no idea that this was happening. And yeah, I believe that we should start releasing them in Seattle. That would be the best. Like, if we want to go full grizzly bear, why not release them where there's a plentiful food source? It will actually improve the state's politics because we'll be able to be more conservative. So if we just release them in the middle of Seattle, I mean, they might turn pretty feminine getting all that soy in there. But yeah, the federal government decided, great idea, start releasing grizzly bears in the wild. No, not only that, they also, last year, Washington State banned 50 different kinds of assault rifles and standard capacity magazines. So anything over 10 rounds is not allowed here in Washington State. So now we have grizzly bears that are new to the environment. So probably not the friendliest. The article I read was like, it said they're releasing grizzly bears back in the wild and Washingtonians aren't sure how to greet them. You guys, my advice, don't greet the grizzly bears. They're not as friendly as you think. And they're not more afraid of you than you are of them. Really. They can eat you really quick. And they will eat you alive and ass first. It is not pleasant. They're very dangerous creatures. And not nice. It's not Winnie the Pooh over there. They will eat you. Don't greet the grizzly bears, guys. But that's in the Northern Cascades, so I don't got to worry about it, right? I'm probably fine where I'm at. It'll be better. Yeah, blood and honey. But yeah, what do you guys say? We should compromise with him and say that, okay, you want to release grizzly bears? Fine, as long as it's in Seattle. That would be the best way to go. Yeah, so we have black bears where I'm at. We actually had one just go through our backyard not that long ago. But black bears, it's a different creature than a grizzly. Black bears are cool. You know, I got a shotgun, and that'll handle a black bear. Shotgun won't do anything to a grizzly bear. You could try, but you need something more powerful for a grizzly bear. Generally speaking, a shotgun, unless you have a slug and get really lucky with the placement, yeah, won't do anything to a grizzly bear. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, if you guys can, go follow at Woody the Trucker, or I forgot your handle, Woody. You posted it
It's
earlier.
at Woody Trucker. It's at Woody Trucker.
It's at Woody Trucker. Okay. Yeah, go give him a follow. He's a good guy. He's been around for quite some time. But anyway, I'm going to close this out. I do want to remind you guys that we are doing a live event podcast at the Old State Saloon August 17th. We will start at our normal time. Is it 6 p.m. or 5? Or are we starting it a little early? We might be starting it a little early. But we'll be there all day.
We'll be there, so we'll be doing things from the time it starts. But we are live that day. We really haven't worked out the time yet. We will.
It'll be around 5 o'clock. Between 5 and 6, but we'll be there all day. We'll be setting up, and I would love to meet some of you if you guys are in the area. I know Eagle, Idaho is not like the most popular poppin' place. I'm sure a lot of you guys aren't there or nearby, but if you did want to go, we're going to have a bunch of people from the crew there. The lectern leader will also be there, and we're trying to get a couple more people to go. So it's going to be a really fun event. We're going to have some speakers, and we're going to have some merch there. So the Old State Saloon in Eagle, Texas. I don't know. Old State Saloon Gator Wrestling event. I don't know about all that. It's been a while since I've done any physical combat like that. Yeah, hey, Eddie and everybody else. We talked to Bryson Gray not that long ago. He was going to do a fight night in 2 days. And apparently his opponent backed out today. I was really looking forward to that. So when he said, oh, my opponent backed out, I messaged him on Twitter and I was like, hey, I'll fight you. I was like, how big are you? We could probably do this. I could fly down to Tennessee, or where's that? Is it? I don't remember where the event was at, but I could fly down there. I have a day and a half to train. We can make it work. It'd be a lot of fun though. But too bad for Bryson. Bryson Gray is a good guy. But yeah, you guys, event August 17th. Tune back in next week. Monday, Friday, we have a bunch of other podcasts that I stream on my page on At the Patriots Pray on this Rumble channel. We got a whole bunch of awesome, talented Patriots that are speaking up. And if you guys can, please support them. And if you like them, there's one for everybody. I'm sure that you guys will like some of the hosts, especially some of the ones we got coming up. But yeah, tune in. 2 Guys, 1 Coop, The Based Mother, all at the Patriots Prayer Network. We have the Nate Kane show as well. A lot of really good shows, and a lot of Patriots that I'm proud to be a part of this group, and I'm really looking forward to what we can accomplish.
Hey, Maurice, have you seen Nate Kane's intro video?
No. I always see it a little. I'm always joining in like 5 minutes afterwards.
Watch this. I'm gonna play it real quick. You have to see this. Watch this.
Race some.
Kane. You gotta raise some Kane.
In the heartland where the faith runs strong, we've seen the shadows growing long. Watch those around us be deceived. Yeah, the fight is at our doors, no matter who we believe. Corruption, lawless day and night will speak the truth into the light. We'll bring the battle, heed the call, watch the whole thing fall. We gotta raise some cane, show the lies, break some chains and make things right. Feel the power, be the change. Time is now. We gotta raise some cane.
Dude.
That's not bad. I want something like that.
We're getting it. Was your truck wrapped yet?
Oh, it's not done yet. No.
Yeah, well, you told me to hold off on it until your truck was.
I forgot that we had that conversation already. But yeah. Hey,
No,
so
as
as we close this out, I do want to give a little bit of advice to everybody real quick. And it's not to change what you're doing on Twitter or X. We can't give in anymore to this. If we're going to get banned, we have to get banned. We'll have to figure something out, which I believe that we can do. And I believe that we'll be able to pull through this. And I know that there's going to be hard times coming, but I really want you guys to understand that giving in isn't going to help anymore. And that it's time to stand your ground and really begin to fight back against this globalist machine that wants to take over our country. Whether or not our representatives believe in us or actually want to represent us, whether or not Elon Musk wants to champion free speech, we're going to have to embody the values that we want to see in the world. And that starts with you. And that's the only way that we can move forward. And that's why I surround myself with like-minded patriots that I fully support and have their back. And I know I've had so many discussions on X with a lot of you guys, and they've all been really good discussions. So I believe that we can make a significant difference in this world, but the time to stand your ground is now, and we cannot give in anymore. We can't back up another inch. We can't let more gun bans happen. We can't let more free speech bans happen. So time to start speaking up. Don't be afraid to lose your ad revenue or whatever it is. And you know, I'm partially saying this to myself as well, because I have been getting some ad revenue on Twitter, which has really helped my family out and kind of take the stress off of having to work 65 to 85 hours a week like I was doing for years before I started this. And I just know that if I can't compromise on this, and I'm going to keep speaking out on X the same exact way I've been doing it, which is doing my best to seek the truth and speak the truth and call out the demons attacking and targeting our children and the traitors who are actively for foreigners to vote in our elections. Those all need to be called out. Any chance you get. Shine a light on evil and embody the good. So that's all I got for you guys tonight.
Hey, before you get out, Maurice, I put the new song in there. Third Story made a song. We had a rock group actually write a song called The Patriot's Prayer, and I'll play it on the out. Guys, listen to the Patriot's Prayer song. First time ever. I think first time Maurice is even hearing this.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
Trading good for evil and evil for good. Aiming for the high road, take a knee before you go. America's falling, they all say. Together the best.
So
I got to end the stream.
Stick around. I'll play the song for you when you're done.
All right. Bye, you guys.